Bob, Ellie, thanks for sitting down with me today. I want to talk with you guys about something I know that you're both really passionate about, and that is friendships. Now, when I was younger, I thought once I get older, friendships will be easy, and they will be just like, they'll just be easier and better. But what I've learned as I get older, that it takes some actual work on my part. What have you learned about friendships that you didn't really actually know was going to be from your younger self?
I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to always look to you because I'm going to be like, what do you have to say, Bob? I want to hear it.
We want to hear what both of you have to say.
So I'll always
It does look like
I'll
it.
be just looking to you.
We'll just look at
say, I agree.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think about is just a form of loving each other, right? Because you have different people that come in your life that you actually love, and it's all about definition. And my definition of love would be like sacrifice and commitment, right? So the friends that are closest to me are ones that understand that idea about sacrifice and commitment. It's always, it isn't big this sacrifice that they make movies about, but it's just like living kind of a sacrificial life. How could I be helpful to people? Like how could I serve them? There's people ask all the time, like, how's your life working for you? And my life's always working great for me. I think we should need to ask a different question. How's your life working for the people around you? Right? Because my life could be working awesome for
how
me.
Are you investing in those around you?
Because if my life isn't working for like Sweet Maria or Lindsay, Richard, Adam, I don't care if it's working for Rat Dog, but like if my life isn't working for the people around me, it ain't working for me. And so I'd say about friendships.
Do you think sometimes people are just like it's like harder because you just feel like you just look at yourself and see how your life is working, and then sometimes people forget to actually do what you just said?
Yeah, how many times do people ask you, like, how are you?
Yeah.
What I do all the time is I do a quick little audit. I literally spin up in my mind who are the people I love the most. And I just go through them like, if they're good, I'm good.
Yeah.
Right? And so what a great prompt to do that. When somebody says, how you doing? Like, spin up the people you love the most. Say, like, how they do. And if you don't know, literally, give them a call. Like, are you good?
Hold on, let me check.
Somebody asked me, how am I doing?
Yeah.
And I don't want to lie. So, like, I'm doing okay if you're doing okay, but, like, really,
Right.
give it to me straight.
Yeah.
And that would be another characteristic of a friend, that they just give it to you straight. It isn't like you just beat each other up, but I carry around with me, I get stuck all the time at TSA because I have a plumb bob with me. You know those plumb bobs, they're brass, and they weigh about 5 pounds, and you use them for carpentry. And if you want to find straight up and down, in the old days, you'd put a string on the plumb bob, and that's it.
Isn't that what this is?
There we go, a plumb bob. Like, so the whole idea of a plumb bob is this, like, we do it around our house, around my work, we have this plumb bob, and I'll just hold it and say, let me just give it to you straight as I can, right? And I'll just say, I'm not trying to be right on this, I'm not trying to whatever, but let me just tell you my thoughts as straight as I can. And then I give the plumb bob to the other person, say, like, just talk to me. Just give it to me straight. I mean, gravity doesn't lie. I'm not gonna lie. Let me just tell you. And straight doesn't need to be like roughing somebody up, because friends like love each other. You don't need to rough each other up. Yeah. So that would be the thing. And then I think of some of the misconceptions sometimes about friendship is they associate this with this phrase of like holding each other accountable. And I can't think of one time when Jesus held anybody accountable. He just held his friends closely.
Yeah.
Right? And I think the people who run around hold everybody accountable just don't know what it feels like to be held close. Because if you've been held close, you get both.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I send you an email, Ellie. I'll just say like, hey, I'm holding you close. And you'll email me back, I'm holding you close, which means like, go do it.
That's so
right?
good.
Yeah.
So maybe just trading in old words that you use for friendship and commitment and caring for some new ones.
Yeah.
I think in sports, I don't know anything about sports, but I think what they do is they take these people and they retire their jersey every once in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe we could retire a couple words. Like some words that
What words would you pick?
Holding everybody accountable. It's not a bad idea, but just we could express it in a way that means it's a little bit truer. It's a little bit more meaningful to us, and friends tend to do that. You come up with your own language, things that matter.
I remember,
in your world?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, I remember I think the first time I really learned what friends really do for each other. You know, I went to the same school, kindergarten through 12th grade. So I just kind of always knew the same people, small school. And we were freshmen in college, and my friend called me. Her mom was dying of cancer, and she was at hospice, and I had no concept of, I just didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to do death. Like who does, right? And I remember my friend Annie. She's like one of my dearest, one of my people who hold me close and who I hold close to. And it was our other friend Amy, and she says, "Where are you?" And I was like, I'm just at home. It was Christmas break. Her mom passed New Year's Eve, and I was like, I'm here in Nashville. I don't know what to do. I don't want to say the wrong thing or be the wrong way because I've never done this before. And she goes, "Just show up. Bring your guitar with you and just show up, and maybe we'll laugh, and maybe we'll eat, and maybe we'll cry, and maybe you'll sing a song, but just please, for the love, show up. Like you just need to be here." And that was probably for me the first time that I was like, this is what friendship is.
Yeah.
This is what we do. And it has been so fun. We've been doing that ever
showing
since.
up and holding people close. And I think I love how you said that that's exactly what Jesus did. He showed up to his people, he held them close, and then they changed the world. You know, what do you say? Like, what do you feel like, Ellie? Like, I'm just thinking about like just with friends and holding people close and stuff. How has that like made you love God more in that moment when your friend? Like, how did the friendships kind of translate into your relationship with God? And we just talked about like that's what Jesus did. That's what He does to us. So in turn, how does that make you feel more in love with God's character? Because you know that that's what He's doing for you as well.
Oh, totally. I think it's. We're just like the moon. We get to reflect the light of the sun. And so I think for me, it's a lot of the ways that I experience God's love is through the love poured out from other people. And my husband and I, we travel a lot and we're gone a lot. And so we need people, we're with different people all the time, holding different people close that we encounter, but we're like the worst friends ever, honestly. We're just, "Oh, cool, you're having a birthday party Saturday? We'll be out of town for that." Great. And so it has been such a gift to get to see, it's just so humbling to feel pursued. And in the pursuit of other people loving you, I think I'm always reminded, man, God sees me. And then to think that we get to be those people who see other people around us too. So when you feel seen and you feel like, hey, I'm holding you close, it's like this infectious kind of thing that you're like, oh, this is how the Lord feels for me, and I want to be that for other people.
Bob, I think about what do you say to the person that's like, I'm really scared to hold people close. I've been hurt before, and I'm really scared about that.
Yeah.
What do you say about that?
Yeah, that's like so real. I love that it would be such an honest answer, because then it would be like they just got that plumb bob out. They said like, so here is the impediment. Most of us, tell me if that's your experience too, are either a reflection of or reaction to the people that have been closest to us, right? So if you grew up in a family, there was a lot of yelling, then you hear some yelling and all these triggers are going off. You're like, no thanks. You don't even know why you're acting the way, but your reaction to that, you're also a reflection. I go to Nashville or Georgia for long enough, I start saying y'all. And rounding up a total of nobody says y'all in San Diego. We say dude and all that, but
you guys.
But I'm a reflection, right? So what I want to do is be a beautiful reaction to some of that. So I would say if they go like, I've been hurt, I'd say, is there a way to be a beautiful, I'm not saying don't feel that, but how could you be, instead of reacting in militance or over-identifying with that hurt, how could you be a beautiful reaction to that, right? So if you grew up in a family where there weren't a lot of hugs, what if you just be a beautiful reaction to that? Just hug everybody, right? Or if there weren't words spoken of love and affection, be a beautiful reaction to that. Just go tell everybody you love them. It's awesome, but actually mean it. If you are at a family where people are distracted, that's probably happening a lot now. People are just distracted, right? There's a big difference, probably you can tell in your marriage when you're in proximity with each other or you're actually present with each other, right? So I want to just be actually present with my friends. So if you were with a person and they told me or I told them or that I was really stuck on this thing, I would never give them advice. But what I do is say some observations. I have a lot more questions than answers. I would say, man, what are the things that you're learning about that? And not just in a rhetorical way, but like really be more interested in their stuff than your stuff. That's what friends do.
Yeah.
Right? Most of the people that were trying to like be my teachers didn't think they were my teachers. They thought they were my friends.
Oh man.
And then I ended up like, oh, wow. The people that try to teach me a lot, I'm like, I don't think bad things. It like ricochets off me. It's like water on a duck.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. I love that, your reflection of the people that you're around, or a reaction.
Yeah.
But there's a woman named Eve in Nashville, and I had been kind of praying for somebody farther down the road to walk with me. You know, just like I want some help with this life thing. And she came up to me. I never even asked her about it. I've been asking the Lord about it. And she said, "Hey, you live in Nashville. I live in Nashville. What would you think if we just got together, like, you know, every now and then you just let me pour Jesus into you?" And I was like,
yes, please.
Yeah, that'll work.
I burst into tears. And being around her and watching her and the way that she pours Jesus into everybody, which means, like, that's just another way of saying she wraps people close in her arms. She just embraces people. And all of a sudden I'm watching her do that, and I'm like, I want to do that. So I love that, like, kind of writing a better story, even if that wasn't your story that you received. We
That's
get
a
a chance
beautiful
to write our own
do-over. You
story.
go like, actually, and it gets me out of being the victim. Because I want to be either the hero or the victim, just so long as it's about me.
Yeah.
And you go like, right?
One of the two.
So I go like, it gets me out of that to say I could be a participant. You say like, and then we all don't play the same role. So I love that Ellie's role would be different than my role, be different than your role. So we'll just do each our little bit. And the way that we're helpful is that we're just present. I really think I'm not much on sports, but I have these baseball gloves and a ball with me. I literally, when I'm talking to somebody who wants to talk about something, we just play catch. Like the whole time, and it's so, you can't be answering your phone, you lose a tooth. You're just playing catch. And I think that's what God wants to do. And some of us have been hurt, so we don't want to throw the ball back. And we think, well, what if we drop it or something? And a good fathers just take a step closer. They're like, let's just, and wouldn't it be lame if we said, like, let's play catch, and my son said, no, I'd just rather study you? Be like, dude, I just want to play catch, right?
Yeah.
But it's Wednesday, everybody's getting together.
That sounds awkward.
Let's just play catch. Really, and I think God, no scripture in and out, so you don't give people advice that rhymes, but just play catch with God. Just say, like, that's it, and good friends do that. And if we spent any length of time together, I guarantee we'd be playing catch. We'd just, I don't know, we'd just be like talking about stuff. Toss the ball around. And I think whatever it is that reminds you to be present, to be actually with the people that you're with, and not like looking over people's shoulders or 9 other places or thinking about the next thing. So that's been helpful and challenging for like ADD boy.
Well, I was going to say,
I make coffee nervous.
It's helpful that it's challenging, and I even think as a mom, I'm like, I want my kids to reflect that. So then I need to be like present and doing that, and teach them how to be good friends. I need to be a good friend to them as well. Guys, thank you so much for this conversation about friendship.
So good.
Yeah.